Have you ever wondered what makes a person unforgettable? That individual who, even after a brief interaction, lingers in your memory as if they've left an indelible mark? It's not about grand words or epic deeds, but about a silent presence, an inner strength so solid that no one can ignore it. The secret isn't in being seen all the time, but in cultivating something much deeper: serenity, calm, and wisdom that flow from within. Imagine, for a moment, being someone who doesn't need to shout to be heard, someone whose inner peace is so contagious that everyone around feels their presence, even without a word. That's the magic of Stoicism. By living according to its principles, you transform not only how you see the world, but also how others perceive you. You become a person who doesn't just survive, but leaves a lasting mark on the minds of everyone you meet. And the best part? You do it effortlessly, just by being you. If you're ready to discover how Stoic principles can change your life and make you impossible to forget, stick with us. Let's explore together the secrets that will transform your presence and make you someone people can't help but remember. Share in the comments. What's the first step you'll take to apply Stoicism to your life and become unforgettable? If you want to continue this journey of transformation, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. In a world full of distractions, where others' opinions often influence our actions, Stoicism teaches us the art of self-control. Imagine walking into a room and all eyes turn to you, not because of your appearance or words, but because of your presence. This presence isn't created by a relentless pursuit of approval, but by the peace that radiates from within. When you master your emotions, it's not just about staying calm. It's like cultivating an inner field where storms don't affect the harvest. This reflects in how you interact with others, in your ability to listen more than speak, and in the confidence you convey with every gesture. Emotional control is the secret to a lasting impression. Now picture a situation where you're about to be challenged or even attacked. Most people react impulsively, and the impact of that reaction is often immediate and negative. But if you can observe without reacting, with a clear and calm view of the situation, your response will be more powerful than any impulsive word or action. It's not about being cold or indifferent, but about cultivating an inner strength so solid that no external event can shake your core. This makes you unforgettable because you don't bend to life's winds. You stand firm. No matter what others say or do, your truth is stronger. It's in the silence of the mind that your true strength is revealed. While many are trapped in draining emotional reactions, you'll be working internally to strengthen your self-control, a skill that, by itself, commands respect and trust. A lasting impression doesn't come from what you do outwardly, but from what you embody inwardly. The serenity that comes with self-control is the foundation upon which your presence is built, a presence no one will forget, not because you forced it, but because you were genuine in your peace. And that's where true impact begins to take shape. A person's presence is indescribable yet unmistakable. Sometimes you meet someone who simply fills the room, not by doing something flashy, but by being in harmony with themselves. In the Stoic world, presence is cultivated through a deep connection with the present moment, free from the distractions that pull us away from our true essence. When you adopt a Stoic mindset, you learn to act with serenity in any circumstance, creating a quiet confidence that naturally draws others in. This confidence isn't built on empty words or grand gestures, but on the ability to be fully yourself in all your simplicity and stillness. Think of a sturdy, ancient tree that stands firm through storms without bending. Its strength lies in its roots, which dig deep into the earth, invisible to the eye. Similarly, a person who practices Stoicism develops deep roots in their inner philosophy, allowing them to maintain composure in any situation. By not being swept away by external chaos, they become a point of stability for those around them. Genuine presence doesn't come from manipulation or conscious effort to be noticed, but from an inner alignment with what is true and essential. When you internalize Stoic principles, you become a silent force that naturally resonates with those around you. The true key, however, lies in how this presence impacts others. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is agitated and distracted, and you, without a word, feel completely at ease and at peace. This isn't about superficial charm, but about alignment with life itself, with the energy that radiates from within. The secret to presence is exactly this: being fully present, completely in tune with the reality around you, without haste or need for approval. And in doing so, you become impossible to forget, not because you're trying, but because your essence shines naturally, unshakably, and quietly. Serenity is a powerful word, not just for its meaning, but for the energy it carries. In a world where noise and haste drive us to act impulsively, being serene is a revolutionary act. Imagine navigating turbulent situations with unshakable calm, not being swept away by the waves of emotions, but standing firm like a rock before a stormy sea. This serenity, the essence of Stoicism, isn't just a desirable trait, it's a mark that leaves a deep impression on everyone's minds. When you maintain this tranquility amidst chaos, your image becomes unmistakable, and you're remembered for something far greater than your words or actions. You're remembered for your peace. The great secret of Stoic serenity lies in understanding that our emotions shouldn't govern our actions. Instead, we must learn to observe our emotions without being enslaved by them. Rather than reacting impulsively to external stimuli, the Stoic chooses to respond with wisdom, thoughtfulness, and balance. This creates a powerful and lasting image: the ability to stay calm, to not lose control under pressure, to be the one sought out for guidance and clarity. This serenity is like a lighthouse in a storm, guiding those around you without needing to say a word. When you adopt this Stoic approach, you begin to realize that true power lies not in external reactions, but in inner peace. And this peace, this serenity, creates an image of someone reliable, solid, and unshakable. In any situation, you maintain your composure, leaving a lasting impression on everyone you meet. They may not know exactly what draws them to you, but they feel that your presence is something rare, something worthy of respect. Serenity, therefore, becomes not just a character trait, but a personal mark, something you carry with you at all times, making you unforgettable. Memorable people are those who, even after a brief encounter, continue to linger in the minds of those they've met. But what makes them unforgettable? What distinguishes a fleeting presence from one that remains in people's memories? Stoicism offers the key to this transformation. Instead of worrying about immediate impressions or conforming to external expectations, those who follow Stoic philosophy focus on what is true and essential within themselves. This authenticity, combined with deep self-control and a serenity that radiates from within, creates a unique mark. By living according to their principles, these individuals not only attract attention, but leave a deep, lasting impression in people's memories. When you begin to adopt Stoic principles, you stop worrying about the superficiality of interactions and focus on the lasting value you can bring. It's not about being a showman or being remembered for grand deeds, but for your calm demeanor, your inner strength, and your ability to stay composed even in the most challenging situations. People who truly practice Stoicism have a special way of connecting with others, not by seeking validation, but through the genuine presence of their being. This connection, in an almost imperceptible way, creates a lasting emotional mark. People don't forget those who make them feel at peace, who make them feel understood without haste or pressure. Stoicism teaches that true greatness comes from inner integrity, and that's what leaves a mark. When you act according to your values, without yielding to external pressures, you create an impression that transcends the moment. And by embracing this philosophy, you realize that people's memory of you isn't tied to what you say or do, but to who you are. Stoicism not only transforms how you see the world, but also how others see you. Your mark will linger with them long after you've left the room. The aura of a wise person isn't built solely on knowledge or the number of books read. It's created by the calm they exhibit, the confidence they convey, and the depth of their actions. Stoic wisdom goes beyond acquiring information. It's about cultivating a way of being that reflects a tranquil and unshakable understanding of life. When you dedicate yourself to living by Stoic principles, you begin to realize that your presence has the power to change the environment around you. You don't need to speak much or make grand gestures. Your aura of wisdom is felt, and this energy becomes a reflection of your true inner strength. Imagine walking into a room full of people and, without saying a word, being immediately noticed for your serenity and understanding. People start looking at you not for what you have, but for who you are, someone at peace with themselves. True Stoic wisdom doesn't require recognition or applause, but your silent presence begins to stand out. Wisdom is often perceived not in the complexity of words, but in the simplicity of attitude. When you adopt a Stoic posture, you realize that true strength lies not in what you show others, but in the inner stillness you cultivate and the harmony with which you connect to the world. The mark left by someone who practices Stoicism is that of a person who knows how to navigate storms without losing their essence. This person isn't swayed by external circumstances, but responds with wisdom and self-control, always keeping a clear mind and a balanced heart. When you maintain this posture, people are drawn to you not just for your intelligence, but for the tranquility you convey. Your aura of wisdom becomes a beacon for others, and though you don't seek to be the center of attention, you become impossible to ignore. Stoic wisdom is, therefore, the secret to cultivating a lasting impression, a presence that leaves an eternal mark. There's something profoundly powerful in how Stoic principles shape a person. It's not just about adopting a set of beliefs, but about internalizing a philosophy that transforms how you live, act, and interact. By applying these principles, you begin to notice a subtle, yet fundamental transformation. You become someone who doesn't seek to please or impress others, but radiates a quiet confidence born from a deep understanding of yourself. And it's precisely this authenticity, this inner truth, that leaves such a strong impression on people. When you act according to your deepest beliefs, you cannot be easily forgotten. The Stoics teach that instead of fighting external circumstances, we should accept what is beyond our control and focus on what we can change, our reactions. This daily practice of self-control and continuous reflection shapes a person with a strong and unshakable character. It's not about being immune to difficulties, but about learning to handle them with wisdom and patience. The impression left by someone who practices Stoicism is that of a person who isn't shaken by adversity, who faces life's highs and lows with the same serenity. This posture is unforgettable because it's rare in today's world, and people remember those who embody this calm, this silent strength. Over time, practicing Stoic principles goes beyond a philosophy and becomes an intrinsic part of your identity. You naturally become the person everyone remembers, not for your words, but for your actions. The small daily choices, like how you respond to stress or treat others with empathy, begin to paint a clear picture of your character. People don't remember you because you tried to grab their attention, but because the integrity and strength of your being were evident in every act. By following these principles, you transform your life in a way that leaves a lasting mark on the memories of those you meet. When you learn to be fully yourself, without the masks and defenses we typically place between ourselves and the world, you begin to live more authentically and powerfully. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-awareness and self-control, profoundly transforms this relationship with the world. Instead of reacting to others, you learn to respond with wisdom, based on a clear and serene understanding of what truly matters. This doesn't mean ignoring others or distancing yourself, but connecting in a more genuine and profound way. When you act with this mindset, you create an impact that goes far beyond everyday interactions. The true art of being unforgettable lies in how you position yourself in the world, balanced, thoughtful, but always authentic. The secret here is how Stoicism teaches you to cultivate a tranquil posture toward life, without the need for constant struggle. By practicing detachment and acceptance, you find true freedom, freedom to be who you are, without the pressure to meet others' expectations. This freedom, in turn, makes you someone who draws attention not by seeking validation, but through the inner strength and peace you radiate. By interacting with others calmly and focused, you become unforgettable, not driven by intense emotions or the world's expectations, but by the serenity of your own inner vision. And this is the great power of Stoicism. It not only transforms how you react to the world, but also how others perceive you. When you adopt a Stoic posture, you become a person of immense stability, someone who, without grand gestures or words, exerts a silent magnetism. Your presence is remembered because people are naturally drawn to peace, balance, and wisdom. The true art of being unforgettable is, in reality, a reflection of who you are internally, and Stoicism provides the tools to transform this authenticity into a force that resonates with the world around you. In a world where everyone seeks something to stand out, you might ask yourself, what makes me different? Stoicism offers the simplest yet most powerful answer. It doesn't teach you to seek attention superficially, but to cultivate a presence that naturally stands out for its depth. When you start applying Stoic principles, the focus shifts from what you do to impress to what you do to stay true to yourself. This creates an aura of authenticity that people instantly feel and find impossible to ignore. You don't need to force yourself to be remembered. Your true essence, sustained by Stoic wisdom and self-control, speaks for itself. Standing out in the modern world doesn't mean being the loudest or most visible, but being the one who maintains calm and clarity in any situation. Practicing Stoic principles makes you someone who conveys effortless confidence, capable of staying serene and making clear-headed decisions, even in tense moments. This behavior is rare and, because it's so uncommon, draws attention in a subtle yet powerful way. People notice the difference, and this difference, cultivated by Stoic philosophy, is what makes you stand out and be remembered, not just for your actions, but for the strength of your silent presence and the consistency with which you live your principles. By practicing Stoicism, you learn not to be swept away by the tides of chaos and distraction in the world. You choose, in every moment, how to respond to what's beyond your control, and this transforms how others see you. Serenity, self-control, and wisdom become your greatest traits. They're what make you stand out in a crowd and be remembered forever, not for the things you do to impress, but for the things you do naturally in harmony with your inner truth. It's not about being a spectator of life, but an active participant, guided by the silent wisdom Stoicism provides. A person's greatness doesn't lie in spectacular deeds or grandiose words, but in the strength and integrity of their character. Stoicism teaches that true greatness comes from living according to our deepest principles, regardless of circumstances. Being a remarkable person doesn't mean standing out forcibly or seeking recognition. It means living so authentically and consistently with your values that people can't help but notice you. When you apply Stoic principles to your character, the impact you have on others comes not from external efforts, but from the peace and firmness you carry within. Imagine being someone who, no matter the situation, remains true to their principles and serenity. Regardless of how challenging the environment, you're the one who stays balanced and in control. This consistency and calm are what truly make a person remarkable. Stoicism doesn't demand perfection or flawlessness, but a constant pursuit of virtue, wisdom, and self-discipline. And in doing so, you become someone who is inevitably noticed. People remember you not for empty words, but for your consistent actions, your ability to remain unshaken in the midst of chaos, and for being someone whose word carries weight because it's backed by actions. Stoicism in character isn't about showmanship, but about being genuine and acting with integrity. And by living this way, you naturally become someone memorable. People remember you not for what you do to grab their attention, but for how you act, how you behave even when no one is watching. Your authenticity, composure, and ability to stay calm and rational under pressure make you remarkable. The secret lies in living stoicism so naturally that you don't need to make an effort to be noticed. Your presence alone is enough to leave a lasting impression. True connections are rare, and they're often those made not with words or grand gestures, but with the sincerity of a calm and attentive presence. At the heart of Stoicism lies the practice of self-understanding and self-mastery, two qualities that, when cultivated, have the power to transform how you relate to others. When you learn to stay serene and balanced in any situation, you not only connect with others more deeply, but also create a space of trust and respect that is rare and precious. The secret to leaving a lasting mark on people lies in being able to, without words, make them feel seen, understood, and respected. In Stoicism, the focus is on not being dominated by your own desires or external pressures, but on cultivating a tranquil mind that can truly listen to others. When you practice the art of attentive listening, without rushing to respond or judge, you create a more genuine connection. It's not about having quick answers or trying to impress, but about offering your full, unconditional presence. This kind of connection isn't superficial, but profound, because it's based on a silent understanding and a wisdom that respects the humanity of the other. This creates an impression that never fades, because people remember how they felt when they were with you. The true strength of Stoicism in human relationships lies in its ability to create connections that don't rely on empty gestures or words. By maintaining self-control, serenity, and empathy, you convey a silent strength that resonates deeply with others. These genuine connections have the power to leave a permanent mark because they're based on authenticity and mutual respect. In doing so, you not only build a network of contacts, but create meaningful relationships that withstand time and adversity. Thus, Stoicism not only transforms how you see yourself, but also how others relate to you. Now that you've discovered the Stoic principles that can transform your presence and make you unforgettable, it's time to put them into practice. It's not enough to just understand these concepts. You need to live them, incorporate them into your daily life. Ask yourself, how can you apply self-control, serenity, and wisdom to your everyday life? How can you be someone who, without effort, leaves a mark on the minds of those around you? These questions don't have easy answers, but every step you take toward practicing Stoicism brings you closer to becoming the person everyone remembers, the one who stands out for the silent strength of their character. So don't wait any longer. Start today to cultivate these qualities within yourself. Comment below about the change you want to make in your life and share your first actions toward your transformation. Remember, true greatness doesn't come from what we do to be seen, but from how we live according to what truly matters. If you want to continue this journey of transformation, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Now it's up to you. What will change in your life starting today? Don't forget to share your ideas in the comments and, of course, take the first step toward becoming the unforgettable person you're meant to be.